Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. We're jumping right into something absolutely fascinating today: the literal, foundational building blocks of human relationships. If you've ever felt like human connection is just this wild, unpredictable mess, well, you're going to love the clarity we're about to bring to it. Think about it for a second. What do you believe is the single most crucial element that makes a relationship actually work? If your brain immediately went to love, hold on a second. We're going to flip that entirely today. In this explainer, we're treating love as the finish line, not the starting line. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we mean. If you look at this flowchart from our source material, you'll see that relationships don't just run on vague, messy emotions. They run on definite, identifiable values, feelings that naturally exist between oneself, or I, and another. When we accurately recognize these values, fulfill them, and correctly evaluate that fulfillment, bam, it leads directly to mutual happiness. It's actually a beautifully logical process. Here is our roadmap for today. We're climbing a literal staircase of values. First, the foundation of trust. Second, respect as right evaluation. Third, nurturing family harmony. Fourth, recognizing true excellence. And finally, number 5, the complete value, love.
Okay, let's dive into this starting point with Section 1, the foundation of trust.
The absolute bedrock of any human relationship is trust, or vishwas. I want you to read this definition carefully. Trust isn't just about, believing someone's going to keep your secret. It is the complete assurance that another human being inherently wants you and themselves to be happy and prosperous. Without this specific baseline assurance, you're essentially viewing the other person as an adversary, right? But when we truly trust someone's intentions, we feel a deep, deep sense of relation with them.
Now here is where we almost always stumble, and our source text points out a truly crucial insight. We constantly confuse intention with competence. Intention is what someone naturally wants to do, which is always pure and geared toward happiness. Competence is their current level of ability to actually pull it off. The trap we fall into? We judge ourselves based on our good intentions, but we judge others based on their lack of competence. When we separate the two and just trust that underlying pure intention, the mistrust vanishes. We stop getting angry, and we start helping them build their competence. It's a real game changer.
Moving up the stairs to Section 2, respect as right evaluation.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it completely dismantles our modern idea of respect. True respect, or samana, means right evaluation. It means evaluating a person exactly as they are at the level of their internal self. No over-evaluation, no under-evaluation, no otherwise evaluation. But typically, we mistake differentiation for respect. We judge people based on their physical body, like age or gender, or physical facilities like wealth and job titles, or just differing beliefs. That is not respect, that's just differentiation.
I really want to emphasize this quote because it hits the nail on the head. True respect recognizes that at the level of the self, all human beings are fundamentally similar because we all share the same basic aspirations for happiness and prosperity. When you actually see that similarity, you stop overvaluing the rich, undervaluing the poor, or judging people on their beliefs. You just see another I that wants exactly what you want.
Next up, Section 3, nurturing family harmony.
The first of these practical, harmony-building values is affection. This is that deep feeling of being naturally related to someone else. But remember our staircase? Affection only arises after trust and respect are locked in. When you trust someone's intentions and respect them as an equal, you naturally stop seeing them as a competitor or an opponent. They become a true relative to you, and that completely eliminates friction within the family. And once you feel that affection, it organically branches into 2 distinct responsibilities within a family. First is care, which is the active responsibility to nurture and protect your relative's physical body. Ensuring its health and comfort is a natural expression of love, because the body is the crucial physical instrument of the self. The second is guidance, which targets their internal self. This is the responsibility to share wisdom, helping the other person discover their own natural acceptance so they can live a harmonious life. Basically, care looks after the body, guidance looks after the mind.
Let's move to Section 4 and see how this builds into recognizing true excellence.
Our source material outlines this triad of values for celebrating excellence. First up is reverence. This is the feeling of complete acceptance for someone who has achieved true wisdom, understands harmony clearly, and lives a life of continuous happiness. Second is glory, that deep respect we feel for someone who is actively investing their time and energy to achieve excellence and guide others. And third is gratitude, our appreciation for the people who made sincere efforts specifically to help us achieve clarity and well-being. Together, these form an amazing system for honoring moral and spiritual excellence.
I want to pause briefly on this surprising psychological breakdown of gratitude. We usually think of gratitude as just saying thanks, but the text points out that true gratitude only happens when 3 specific conditions are met. We have to perceive the help as valuable to us, we have to recognize that it was costly in time or effort to our benefactor, and we must see that it was given with benevolent intent. It's a highly specific, very conscious value.
And finally, we reach the very top of our relationship staircase, Section 5, the complete value, love.
Love, or prema. Notice how we definitely didn't start here. The text explicitly calls love the complete value. It's not just some passing romantic notion. It is the absolute pinnacle of human connection. It represents the ultimate, unwavering feeling of relatedness, not just to your partner or your family, but to all human beings and all units in existence.
So, the crucial point is that love is an expansion. It starts as that localized affection we just talked about, recognizing your closest relatives. But as your understanding grows, those boundaries dissolve. Love expands outward until you recognize the entire world as one large family, a concept known as Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. This is literally the only path to a truly undivided society.
Let's look at this quote. It beautifully summarizes the whole trajectory of the 9 values we've covered today. It begins as a localized feeling of affection within a family and gradually expands to encompass the entire world as one large family, leading to an undivided society. From trusting a single person's intentions all the way up to loving the entire world. That is the true architecture of human relationships.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a question to really chew on. Look at the connections in your own life. Are your relationships built on a solid, carefully evaluated foundation of trust and respect? Or are you just rushing toward the finish line of love without climbing the stairs first? Think about it. Keep focusing, keep learning, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.